Hello to my Gig Econs. This is especially for you. When I said on one of my shorts that you must diversify when it comes to the types of apps that you have, I'm showing you physical proof as to why this is advantageous to you. I have, I'm working on two in particular for the most part. Spark, Walmart Delivery, and Uber Eats in conjunction with each other within the same amount of time. This helps me to get a good hourly rate, which I will show you shortly. Well, last week I had more commits on my work at home gig through Live Ops. So I only worked 7.5 hours in a 3 day period on the Uber Eats and the Spark delivery apps. And I'll show you my total and break down why it is advantageous to work these two types of apps together with each other. So the total amount that I made on the two apps was $261.82. Now you divide that by 7.5 hours, that comes to $34.90 per hour. And I drove 107 miles in all, which brought that total to that amount. And so it came to $2.45 per mile that I made in that short, limited amount of time. So see how those work together very well. I now will show you just an example of how they can work in conjunction with each other. Give you an example of a Spark delivery amount, the total mileage of that amount, and the total payout for that amount, as well as the Uber Eats that I added to there and worked for 55 minutes delivering both orders and see what my total was with those two. So as you saw there, the Spark delivery was a total of $26.01, going 7.7 miles, and the Uber Eats was $5.86, going 3.3 miles, which are total miles driven 11 miles total. Time spent between the two orders 55 minutes, which means a grand total of $31.87. That's not bad for that amount of time and the decreased amount of miles driven. So that gives you an example of what I mean by using two very different type apps in the same time period. Now with the Spark delivery, this is to let you know that they won't overlap and you won't end up late with the orders. And then when you get a Spark delivery, generally the normal delivery time is an estimated 30 minutes to arrive to the store. Now you can go a little over and it won't be bad. So because you still have plenty of time before the estimated delivery time for the Spark delivery. So that's how I did the one Uber Eats at a restaurant that really is pretty good on their time. I was able to go pick the order up, drop it off. I was 1 mile away from the Walmart location where I picked up the Spark order, scooped it up, drove the 7.7 miles to that. So that particular order, and this is how I got my totals and worked less than an hour doing so. This is my strategic way of usually making a good amount of money driving fewer miles. And I used to have to I did 107 miles in a day, or if I didn't exceed 107 miles, I used to have to fill up 3 times a week to be able to do that and all. And so, little by little, I have learned to tweak the system. And this is to help you to be able to do so. With the grocery deliveries, and most of the time they're zone specific, so you only go so far driving in most cases. With a food delivery, you can end up, yeah, a great distance away, which is why I like to go more with the grocery. And if you get the shop and deliver, that is incredible. I was able to get a shop and deliver, and I'll show you the total amount now for that delivery and the low amount of miles. You wouldn't believe that I was able to make for that time. Now, with that particular order, it was almost on the dot 1 hour away. I think it was 58 minutes of my time. Very valuable time. And never forget your time is valuable. So don't let these companies really downplay how important your role is and how extremely valuable your time is. So thank you very much for your time. And as I always like to say, let me help you to work strategically to maximize your earnings with the minimal amount of wear and tear on you and your vehicle. And use that, be able to, as I like to add to that, spend your money, that hard earned money, wisely. And fuel your body with some good food in the process. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time.